Hey everyone, this is Nate with Nateflix, and this is my review of Amazing Spider-Man 2.
We have plans for you, Peter Parker.
Going into this particular movie, I actually personally enjoyed Amazing Spider-Man 1. Most of the stuff I saw for it was pretty promising. The trailers looked good, but there was always that kind of thing in the back of my mind, you know, it's gonna be Spider-Man 3 all over again. I'm probably gonna hate this, but I'm still optimistic. It was good, it met my expectations, I would say. Maybe a little bit better than I thought it was gonna be. If you were nervous going in about there being too many villains, don't worry about it. Story-wise, it's good. It's long, the movie's long. It's 2.5 hours. You should know that going in. And it feels every bit of the 2.5 hours. You're pretty much just waiting for them to fight again. But overall, it was pretty good. Andrew Garfield, I think, is a way better Spider-Man than Tobey Maguire is. He looks more like Peter Parker. He acts more like Peter Parker. Yeah, he's a lot more comfortable with being Spider-Man this time out. You know, the first one's an origin, so he's kind of discovering the powers and so on and so forth. Whereas now, he's been this guy for a little while. So Andrew Garfield does a great job with that. He's a lot more humorous than he was in the first one. He's a pretty good dramatic actor as well, so the scenes where he's not cracking jokes, he does a good job. Anything with Aunt May pretty much is really good.
What happened to your face?
I was cleaning the chimney.
We have no chimney.
What?
And so I think he does a really great job as Spider-Man. Emma Stone plays Gwen Stacy, and she's as good as she is in the first one. One thing that's really good though is the two of them, her and Andrew Garfield, have amazing chemistry. Like on screen, they really seem like an actual couple that just happens to be in a movie together.
Get my message?
Oh, that was you?
Whoa! Yeah, I got there.
It was so subtle.
And so pretty much anytime they're on screen is fantastic. She's funny too. She has a lot of jokes and they're good.
I'm coming with you.
It's too dangerous. Sorry, I love you. Don't hate me.
Peter!
They don't seem too forced, and she's pretty natural in the role as well. Okay, so Jamie Foxx is new to this particular franchise, and he's of course a great actor. I wasn't too sure about him playing this particular role as Max Dillon before he turns into Electro. He's good. He's kind of like a loser. He has no friends. People don't really notice him, and he does a pretty good job. Some of the stuff they wrote for him is a little corny. He does have some of the cornier scenes in the movie, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's his fault so much as the writer's fault for giving him some of these cheesy lines, but he delivers them well. As Electro, he's also very good. He's mostly blue CGI, so it's Jamie Foxx, but it's not like really Jamie Foxx. I thought he was pretty good. All right, and lastly, we have Dane DeHaan, who plays Harry Osborn / the Goblin, and Paul Giamatti, who is a Russian guy, I don't know his name, / Rhino. I'll start with him. His role is very small. He's a pretty well-known actor, but he's got maybe 8 minutes of screen time, and he pretty much just yells with a Russian accent the whole time.
Ah, you're a funny guy!
So he's a little over the top. Even when he's in the Rhino suit, you only see his face, and he says a couple of lines where he screams in a Russian accent. So he's not a weak link per se, but it's such a small part that it's not a big deal. As far as Dane DeHaan goes, he's an actor I really like quite a bit. I've liked him in some other movies, and he does a good job as Harry Osborn. As Peter Parker's friend, he plays the role pretty well. As Goblin, though, not so much. I think he has to wear like prosthetic teeth, and so you can't understand some of the stuff he's saying, and he just screams and drools. I liked him as just a guy, but not so much as like a super villain. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying what you're selling, Amazing Spider-Man 2. Okay, so of course, going into these summer blockbuster movies, one thing that is fairly important, I think, is the action scenes. And Amazing Spider-Man 2 definitely has some great action scenes. The first fight scene with Spider-Man and Electro in Times Square is pretty amazing. They did a good job mixing slow-mo and regular speed, which is good because Spider-Man as a character, he moves pretty quick. And so I think that could get lost if you play everything at regular speed. And it's a pretty awesome action scene. The second action scene takes place at a power plant. Electro is a far better, he's been Electro longer, so the stuff he can do in the second action scene is a little more impressive than the first one. But it's definitely good. It's well staged. You can see everything that's happening. And then the final one with when Goblin comes in is also pretty good. I will say that the action scenes, both of them probably could have been a little longer, but they look fantastic and they're definitely entertaining. Okay, so now this is the most important part, of course, which is what sucked about the movie. There are some incredibly cheesy lines, and I don't know who's responsible for writing them, but they need to take a class in dialogue writing. Poor Jamie Foxx has to say some of the absolute worst lines in the entire movie. Dane DeHaan, again, good as Harry Osborn, but as the Goblin, pretty much he just got dirty and his hair got crazy, and I'm not sure how that really happened. Besides that, I mean, those are the only really weak parts, but like that part with the mental institution with Jamie Foxx is so bad that it literally brings the whole movie down. So that definitely was a part that sucked. The good outweighed the bad with this particular movie. The good scenes range from really good to great at some points. The bad ones range from bad to really horrific, but I think there's a lot less of them. So overall, I would say I would give this movie 7 radioactive spider bites out of 10. So that wraps up the review for Amazing Spider-Man 2. Definitely subscribe to my channel, tell your friends to watch it, comment, tell me if it was good, don't tell me if it was bad, but if you want to, I can't stop you, do whatever you want. And stay tuned next time when I review X-Men: Days of Future Past.